At this point, we'll go ahead and kick off the ceremony with the pledge of the national anthem. So if you could please stand.
Thank you for your sacrifice. You gave your strength, your youth, and time. You did a job not many will. You deserved our respect, and you do still. Though you didn't give your life, you were a willing soul. Only your brothers in combat, your suffering truly know. We love that you are here with us and honor who you are. A grateful nation appreciates every single scar that wrote upon the slate of you, though you were very brave. You came back to us a hero. You are not quite the same. You have learned to bear the weight of defending freedom's call, but you did come back, and that is what we gave thanks for most of all. May God bless America's veterans.
serving overseas in Iraq. She is now retired. She lives in Cheney. She's a mental health counselor and also a business owner. So please join me in welcoming Kate. All right. All right, good morning, everyone. Before I start, let me say thank you to you. And we're going to get up to this side of the room, but first I'm going to thank all of you. Many of us did something a long time ago, or maybe recently. We stood up, we raised our right hand, and we joined the military. Sometimes it's really thankless, and some of us wonder if our service mattered. So when I get invited to schools like this, and I see students like you, and administrators, and teachers, and prior directors putting this on and putting a ton of effort, it reminds me that our service did matter. So I want to thank all of you for interrupting your day, mucking it all up, and putting this wonderful thing on for the small amount of us that came. It's really special. So thanks to y'all. Clap, 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 right. So I know we already acknowledge our veterans. I appreciate you all. I thank you all. First thing to see, I have any fellow Marines in this room. Do I have any? I haven't all day. I've been a lonely Marine all day. That's okay. I don't know if you've met a Marine before, but we're pretty loud. We're pretty proud. So you all invited me here today, which was really cool, but y'all knocked up a special day for me. Did you know that? It's my birthday. Do you know how old I am? The answer is not super old. 86. Good, good, good. So the truth is, today I turned 247. I knew it. All right. It's not my birthday today. That's coming next month, actually. I know, I baited y'all. Thanks for following me. Today is the United States Marine Corps' birthday. The United States Marine Corps is 247 years old today. I would lose my Marine Corps card if I didn't celebrate that today. So I'm going to ask y'all, before I tell you any more stories today, to do one solid thing for me. Us Marines are loud, proud, and vicious, and I want you to join me in that energy and wish every Marine a happy birthday. Right now, it's just for me, but I bet you've got teachers down the hall who served, parents in the room that served, and maybe people in the parking lot. So I'd love you to join me in the loudest happy birthday Marines on the count of 3. Will you do that with me? Yeah, maybe. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday! Thank you. It's kind of funny, y'all, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Now, what I just did was I showed you part of why I joined the Marine Corps. You see, I didn't join the military, although I respect and appreciate the military. I wasn't interested in any branch. I wanted to join the Marine Corps. I wanted to join the Marine Corps because of a few things. First, it is the most fierce fighting force in the world. And I wanted to go for the hardest challenge I could. It is the longest boot camp. Some of these are facts and some of these are not. But the fact is, it is the longest boot camp. It is one of the most hardest challenges that you can face, and I wanted to know if I could do it. I didn't want to know if I could face some challenge, but not the big one. So I thought, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to fail real big. And I'm going to try for the hardest branch I can. It did disappoint. It was impossibly hard. In boot camp, I actually fractured my foot. I hiked over 50 miles with 4 fractured metatarsals. That's bones in your feet, just in case you didn't take doctor school yet. So boot camp was impossibly hard. It taught us the value of being bigger than myself. I didn't hike 50 miles for me. I hiked because I had Marines with me and I couldn't stop. The military taught me to stop being an I. One of the things they did to do that was they changed the way that I go to the bathroom. Who here had to ask to go to the bathroom today? How'd you do it? You just walked over, like by yourself? You just like got up and went to the bathroom? Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, we can do that as civilians. Did you know you can't do that in boot camp? Yeah, in boot camp, if you want to go to the bathroom by yourself, which is how you normally do it, you gotta go find a friend. You can't just go to the bathroom by yourself. You go get a buddy and you say, hey, Will you go to the head with me? That's what we call bathroom. And your buddy will then nervously walk up to a drill instructor, which is the scariest being who's ever walked the planet. Your buddy and you will walk up there and get very ready to end of detention and say, "These recruits request permission to use the head, please." And you will hope they say yes. But they don't always. Now, why do we do that? Why is that how I dress for the bathroom? You got an answer? Yeah. Good guess. Something to cover you. Yeah. They wanted to teach us that we never want to go anywhere alone. It's not safe and we're not our best. They wanted us to learn that we are better as a team. Another survey for the room, I might get more answers over here. Who's seen Full Metal Jacket? Yes. All right, so before you join the Marine Corps, they make you watch that movie. You can't go to boot camp without it. That's a lie, but it's fun. So Full Metal Jacket, have you seen the part where they climb the stairway to heaven? He gets real scared at the top. I was up there on that exact stairway to heaven with another person who was freaked out about coming down. That whole course you have to do with 2 people or more. There's a 10-foot platform that you have to raise people up. And the only way to do it is if you have 2 5-foot or higher bodies to stand on top of. You cannot complete Marine Corps boot camp alone. Won't happen. So I finished boot camp, I moved on, I went to my MOS school where I learned to be a combat engineer. I had a really cool job. I got to play with C4, TNT, and dynamite. I know, that's the job y'all want, it's cool. But the coolest part about school was not learning how to blow things up, although it was neat. What I appreciated was the Marines that I met. Right now we all wear normal clothes, right? We call these our civvies. They're our real people clothes. But when I was in school, I made friends at school. How many of y'all met your best friend at school? Yeah. You see, I met my best friends in the military, in uniform. Some of their pictures are right up here right now. And I met these people before I knew what clique they belonged to. So when we were in MOS school, we would hang out, we would do fun things. This particular day, we're in a bunker, we're blowing things up. And the 3 people on the top picture, one is me, in the middle is my friend Tui, and on the next is my friend Batchelder. We go by our last names. When we went out one day, we said, we're gonna cook dinner. So we decided to meet, we set up a time, we all showed up in the parking lot ready to go. And we'd all been dressed just like that every day. This is how I became a fan of uniforms in school. I know, I'm not gonna make the decisions for you, it's not gonna happen, but if I could, I'd put y'all in uniform. Because when we met for dinner that night, do you know who showed up? It was the weirdest group of humans gathering to go out together. See the guy in the middle there, Tui. He was wearing a light pink polo with khakis. He looked like he was going golfing, like legitimately. Next to him in this picture is Batchelder. He's from Texas. He showed up that day wearing a 10-gallon cowboy hat and a belt buckle that was twice as big. Facts. Next to him, not in this picture, was my good friend Villaseñor. He was the oldest person in the group, and I will tell you, I was wildly surprised when he showed up looking like a rapper on an album cover. Gold chains for days and a basketball jersey. And I thought, never in my life would I have gone to dinner with a cowboy, an emo kid, a rocker, and a golfer. Actually. I bet everyone over here gets that. When you've worn the uniform, you found that you like a golfer. You didn't know you would. So I learned that we are connected by values, by humanity, by stories, and that when we can take away those differences, we find connection. We find places that we belong. Now, I moved on from West School, obviously, life keeps going, and I hit Iraq. It was another opportunity for me to appreciate the connection of my fellow Marines, and here's where y'all come into play, my military family at large. That is free core that I talked about earlier, it's that pride, that team spirit, that go Marine Corps, that's real. And at the end of the day, I know that I'm part of something even bigger than the Marine Corps. And although I can be very arrogant and very loud, if you ask me honestly, I value and appreciate every other service branch. When I was in Iraq and things got real sticky on the ground, sometimes we would get the order to fall back. Meaning just go over there. And the Air Force, do I have Air Force in the house? Thank you. The Air Force would come handle business while I watched from safe distance. I love them. I fell in love with the Air Force in Iraq. Thank you, Air Force, for covering the skies. The Navy is who got me and my ammunitions and everything I needed there. They got us there safely and got us home safely. Thank you to everyone in the Navy. The Army was on the convoy alongside with me. You see, I came home one Sunday evening and I found out war would start the next day. I knew before my mom and my dad and anyone in the United States. That night, I pushed up to the border and I met up with people from different countries and different branches, and we formed what is probably one of the largest, longest convoys in military history. If anyone else was there from Kuwait to Baghdad, I was on that convoy with you. It was huge and it was beautiful. So ultimately, my friends, I told you a lot about what I like about the Marine Corps. None of that is really why I joined. I joined because of a reason that started in middle school. Who here has a best friend? I hope you do. I know we don't all. I had a best friend in middle school, and his name was Jeremy. Jeremy was in the Marine Corps. I wasn't interested in the military, but I liked Jeremy and I liked my friends, so we hung out at the Marine Corps office. And the more that we did, the more I saw the connection and the unity and the camaraderie of the Marine Corps. I fell in love with that idea. And ultimately, I wanted to be part of something so much bigger than me. So here we are, got to do that. You all, now, I hope can do something for me. I hope that you don't have to join the military to learn what I learned, although if you want to join, that's cool. I hope instead, today, as you leave this assembly and you go back to your lives, that you see that band kid that made you judged. I'm a band mom, so I love the band kids. Maybe you see that emo kid that you didn't know how to interact with, or the country kid who you just think is something to sit with. Maybe after today, you could go. You could look past the social media, you could look past the Instagram filters, past the clicks, and you could find what I found. Lifelong, honest friendship. We need to recreate, y'all. This is mine right here. This is two of my very best friends in Kuwait there, but this is around the Iraq time. And we had a reunion about 5 years ago. And we decided to recreate this photo, minus the armpit sweat. It's a little bit colder than today. But that picture I just wanted to share because that is the value of what can happen when you look past what people look like and you find connection. You find a common ground. So I actually see someone has a band sweater from the high school. It's you. As above, so below. Right there. I see you. That's my son. So my friends, I hope moving forward, you continue to thank and honor all the men and women who served, and do it by living the way that we defended this country to be. Live it united, live it connected. Thanks, my friends.
Wrap up. Can you guys just join me in giving another round of applause for our veterans? We're going to take one final moment to honor our veterans, especially the ones in our community and your families. Biggs has a pulse purse, and then I'm going to put pictures up on the screen, and these are the pictures of your veterans, the people in our families, the people that you can go out and say thank you to this weekend. All right? Enjoy it.
God bless America and all of those who serve her. We, the citizens, know we don't deserve her. Whether you go over hill and dale, or if you sing Anchors Away, the U.S. military is why our country is still here today. To those who fought in Tripoli and those who fly into yonder blue, we thank you for your service and your devotion true. To those who guard the homeland and are always prepared, you too are to be honored for responsibility shared. to protect and serve the young and old and even those who doubt you. Our freedom, sovereignty, faith, and hope would not exist without you. So stars and stripes forever, in freedom may you move, for our land will be free as long as some are brave.
are privileged to have the opportunity to serve you by having your children here and teaching them every day. So thank you so much. And students, please look to your teacher for your next direction.